Om Shri Sai Ram. We will start the studies, the Sanskrit class with prayers. Okay, so. Om. Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam everyone. I got some feedback last week saying that the last class about 2 weeks ago was a bit too rushed. So I'm going to spend a bit more time today. I hope you all had 2 weeks to, I guess, go over the material. And I apologize that today's class materials I just posted a little while ago. Maybe most of you may have not had a chance to download them or print them, but I will try to take you through slowly. So we were looking at consonants and vowel combinations. We were looking at consonants, and with each consonant, or each consonant like ka, cha, ta, ta, each of the vargas, each of the consonants, with every single vowel or swara. I had shown this example sometime back, I think about 3 weeks ago. I will just go over them again. I guess it should be pretty straightforward. Is ik plus a gives us ka. Ik plus a, the longer akara, gives us ka. As you can see, there is one staff, a line, vertical line next to the ka. That's what makes it ka. The next one is ik plus e, shorter ikara, is ki. As you can see, there's a vertical line in front of the consonant ka, and there is a semicircle on top of the two parts of the letter connecting them. That's the ki. Ik plus e, that's the longer ikara attached to ik. It gives us ki. You can see it's the opposite, a mirror image of this staff or the vertical line is what you see, it's ki. So when the line follows, so you can see it's similar to ka. You can see it's ki. It's just the difference between ka and ki is just there's a connection of between both those parts with the semicircle on top. Ik plus u is ku. As you can see, there is a small curve, which goes towards your left side. It's ku. Ik plus U, which is the longer ukara. At the bottom, you can see there is a circle and a diagonal line moving towards your right. Ku. Ik plus R. I think all of you are familiar with the R, which is the tongue pointing upwards. Kr, it gives us Kr. This is a very commonly used letter in Sanskrit, like Krishna, you will come across again and again. Hridaya, and the R, but this Kr, you can see. For example, Samskrita is also, this is the letter, Krita. Okay. Plus R, which is the longer Rkara, is Kr. As you can see, this the sign for Kr is there is a swish which goes towards your right, opposite of what you saw for Ku. So this moves towards your right hand side. Kr is, it's a doubling of that additional piece which you write. Kr. K plus L is Kl. You can see the entire L is written at the bottom. K plus L, which is the longer L. You can see it's the same thing, which just like L, the entire letter, the vowel is written at the bottom of K. These three are not very commonly observed. You will not come across, so you do not pay too much attention. You spend a lot of time. As long as you understand the theory, that's good enough. K plus A is K. Okay, so you can see at the, it's like a horn on top of the letter K, one. So you can say one horn or one ear if you want, whichever way you call it. K plus I gives us Kai. There are two rabbit ears you can see, or two horns. It's Kai. Sometimes there is confusion because I has one horn here. Sometimes people may confuse the K as Kai. Just make a note that only in the case of I, there's only one, but all the other consonant vowel combination, you will always see two ears or horns, whatever you want to call them. Kai. K plus O is Ko. You can see it's more or less similar to Ka with the horn on top of the vertical line next to the letter Ka. Okay. K plus Au is Cow. The only difference is Ka, but on top of this extra staff or vertical line, you have two rabbit ears or horns. Okay, that's cow. So this is more or less, most of the consonants have the additional pieces of writing. So it's pretty common. I think I had shown you, I had highlighted in the previous deck, the letters which are slightly different, or there are exceptions to the, say, this convention of writing. We will again look at them. So to make it a bit more different, today I have attempted something different. So we have gone through all the letters here in the ka, verb ka, uk, plus all the vowels here. Okay. We have already ka, ki, ku, kr, kl, kl, ke, kai, ko, cow. I have not added kam and kaha. I think they are pretty straightforward, so that's why I did not add them. Now we are going to look at a few words in Sanskrit. I thought it will give you some variety. You will also see the application of some of these letters. So I thought I will pick a few words which uses some of these combinations. The first word is akara. Akara. Okay. Akara means form. Like nirakara means one who is without form. Okay. So we'll come across this word akara quite often in bhajans. So I thought I will mention that. The next word is kuru. I'm sorry that, ru we have looked at, I'm sure last week when I quickly went through, or the 2 weeks before I had mentioned this, but just watch the kuru. Kuru means to do. Now you all come across this word very often, but I don't know whether everyone pronounces it right. In the shloka Vakratunda, Nirvighram Kuru Me Deva. Very often, many people say Nirvighram Guru Me Deva. It's actually Nirvighram Kuru Me Deva. Okay, means Nirvighram means the removal of Vighna or obstacles. Kuru means please do. It's asking the Lord to do. Okay, please do. So Kuru, to do. The next word here is Kim. Ki, as you can see, it is ki here. Kim. Kim means it's used in many different ways. Kim, and I will just put one meaning, which is what. The Kim can be used to question anything. You can be why, who, why, how. Also, you can use Kim in Sanskrit words. Depending on the context, the meaning changes slightly. But it means anything. When you ask something, the word ki is used. Or ka is used in Sanskrit. Kim. I don't know whether if you have heard it. Kim tat. There are some shlokas like that. So Kim. The next word is Kupam. Kupam. Kupam means well. The well, water well. Where I don't know whether many Kennedy youngsters may have not seen a well, but well is where you dig the ground and you get water. So Kupam. You may not come across this word often, but I thought just for example, I thought I will provide that. Ki-la, next word is ki-lakam. It's ki, as you can see, it's a longer E. Here it was longer U. Ki-la-ka-m. Ki-lakam. Okay, ki-lakam means axle. In a wheel, there's a pin around which everything revolves. So anything around which anything revolves is called kilakam. They say when a cow, when the animals are tied to a pole, that pole is also called kilakam. So they can go round and round. So anything which makes anything else go round and round is kilakam. So axle is, in a cart wheel, the axle around which the wheel rotates. Okay. The Paramatman is called also Kilakam, around which the entire world revolves. Kilakam. Kilakam. Next word is Keshava. Keshava. I think all of you have come across in many bhajans. At least now you're seeing it written in Sanskrit. Keshava. Keshava, another name for Krishna is what we normally say. But Swami says Keshava means all the three murtis combined. The K stands for Brahma, Sh stands for Shiva, and Va stands for Vishnu. Whenever Swami gives discourses, Swami tells when Arjuna addressed Krishna as Keshava, Krishna realized, Arjuna understood who he was, that he is the embodiment of all three, the Trinity is joined. Okay, Keshava. The next word is Kula. Kula. Kula means clan, family, lineage, and so on. Yadukula. Okay. Raghukula. All those words use the word Kula, means any lineage, clan, dynasty. Okay, so you'll come across this word often, but it should not be too difficult for you to pronounce, but at least you can learn to read it in Devanagari, which is Kula. The next word is Kailasa. Kailasa. I think I don't have to translate. All of you know what Kailasa is. So I will leave that. Next word is Kushala. Kushala. Kushala means well-being. You know, when you talk to somebody, you will inquire about the Kushala, or the well-being, how they are. You know, how are you means you asking about the Kushala. Kushala. The next word is Komala. Komala. See, there is especially Tamils, Tamil-speaking people sometimes will say Komala, but in Sanskrit it is Komala. Okay, Komala. Komala means charming. Shamala, Komala. But, you know, it is also acceptable because in vernacular or languages we use them, but in Sanskrit it is a la, Komala. Okay, it may be sounding pretty funny for many people, but that's the way the Sanskrit is pronounced. Sanskrit word is pronounced. Komala. Komala means charming, pleasing, things like Shamala, Komala. Okay, you will come across that. The Komala is not wrong, but if you want to call it a Sanskrit when you read, that is the right pronunciation. So I thought I will point it out. It's up to what you feel like doing, you can do. Saya. Okay, I hope this is useful and you find it beneficial, because we are learning the letters as well as some words. So I thought that will be a good exercise. I hope you find it interesting and useful. So now I've taken the second consonant in the Ka Varga, which is Ka. Okay, the aspirated Ka, the second letter in the Ka Varga. Ka. And we have combined with all the vowels. Okay, so I will just read them and you can follow along. Ka, Ka, Ki, Ki, Ku, Ku, Kr, 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 K, Kai, Ko, Kau. You will not come across most of these in any of the words which you will come across on a regular basis, but just for theoretically, academically, you understand how they are written, I have put there. Some of them come once in a while, but you will not have that many letters, words containing these letters. But so I have given you two examples. The first one is A, Ki. Akhila. Okay. Akhila means whole. Khila means something which is broken, or which is cut, or which has a breakage. Akhila means it is without any breakage, okay, or any separation, you would say. So that's why it's called whole. It's not a piece. Akhila Jagat ke Data, like that, there are bhajans. So that is Akhila. In Madhurashtakam, it says Akhilam Madhuram. Everything about the Krishna, the whole Krishna is sweet. So it's used Akhila. Okay, it's not Akhila, it's Akhila. So the Kha is aspirated with a little bit of effort and air. You have to say it. Akhila. Okay. The next word is Sukhi Naha. Okay, Naha. Naha. Visarga is there. Ha. Sukhi Naha. Okay. Sukhi Naha means happy. I think all of you come across these words. Every bhajan you chant. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Because the Naha becomes no, but it's basically they let the entire world be happy or healthy, or what, everything be good about them, they may be well. Let them be full of sukha. Sukhi na, okay, happy. So these are two common words you may come across. There are others. I will introduce them later on, because some of the words have other combined consonants, so I did not introduce here. But I think it's good enough sample for you. Others don't. This kai also comes in some places, but we'll look at them later. Okay. Otherwise, you will not come across these letters that often. Okay. So then we are going to look at the third letter in the ka varga, which is ga, which is soft, mridu, the third one, without aspiration. I will go through the combination and you can follow along. Ga, ga, gi, gi, gu, gu, gr, gr, gl, gl, ge, gai, go, gau. Okay. I hope you all are watching how the letters are written so that you can recognize them. I've given a few examples of some of these letters. This is a very common one which you'll come across again and again in Sanskrit, in bhajans and so on. But I've only given a few samples here. The first one is Ganga. Ganga. Okay. I've written Anuswara, which is the dot at the top, instead of the word because it's simpler to write, because it becomes a compound consonant. So I left it out for now. This will also work. Gang, ga. Okay, just see how it's written. It's the river Ganges, Gangadhara, and so on. The next word is Giri. Giri. You have not come across Ri yet, but you can see how Gi and Ri are written the same way. You have a vertical line in front of each of those letters and it's connected. So Giri, Giridhara. Giri means mountain. Okay. Giri, Giri, mountain is the meaning. The next word is Guna. Guna. I think all of you are familiar with the word, I guess. Guna means quality. Nirguna means one who doesn't have any quality. Okay. Sattva guna, having sattvic quality and things like that. Okay. Guna is the quality. The next word is griham. Grih, an anuswara, which is the dot at the top. So griham. Griham means, I think all of you know, which is house, home, and so on. Okay. The next word is a very common word. Go pa la. Gopala. Okay. Go means cow. Pala means one who protects or looks after. So it's a cow herd. Gopala, which is Krishna. The next word, so there are many meanings for Gopala, but we will not go into those. Just for now, cow herd is good enough, I would say. The next word is Gaurava. Just make note, this is Rava, it's not Ka, okay? See, look at the Ka and Rava. There's a gap between the Ra and Va. Sometimes, people shouldn't say Gauka. It's actually Gaurava. Gaurava. Gaurava means dignity. I think it's everyone know the respect or something like that. Okay, dignity. Okay, I'm going to go to. So this is the fourth letter in the Ka Varga. I'm going to read fourth and fifth. Actually, I have them fourth and fifth. I will go over them and you can repeat along. Okay. Gha, gha, ghi, ghi, gu, gu, gh, 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 ghe, ghai, gho, ghau. Okay. I'm going to go over the fifth one also. Most of these letters are not used, but sometimes just saying them aloud actually has certain benefit effect on our own body. It's believed. Okay, we'll go over the fifth one, which is the nasal consonant of the Ka Varga, which is nga, 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 ngi, ngi, ngu, ngu, ng, 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 nge, ngai, ngo, ngao. Actually, you may very rarely come across, you may come across nga most often. Others, at least I have not. Sometimes nge comes along, but usually you may not come across this that often. Even the gha, the fourth one, a few of them, this gha comes. This gha to some extent you may come across. You may come across go. I've just given a few examples. Of course, gu also. The first one is ra, gu, ku, la. Ra, gu, ku, la. Which you come across very often in bhajans. Raghu, Kula, Tilaka, and so on. Raghu is the name of the clan or dynasty. Kula is dynasty or clan. Raghu Kula. Rama is considered to have born in the lineage of Raghu. Raghu was a king, an ancestral king of Rama. So because of that entire dynasty or that lineage is called Raghu Kula. Raghu Kula. The next word is Ghora. Ghora means scary. Anything which is scary is called Ghora. But then there are certain, Aghori is a type of sannyasis or renunciants. I think all of you know. Very, they renounce everything and they don't even wear clothes and things like that. But they are called Aghoris. That means they are not Ghora. You know, even though they may seem very scary, but they are not. That's the meaning. Ghora. Okay. There's another word which is quite common, which is Ghosha. Also, Ghosha, which means to sound. Okay, to make a sound, that's called Ghosha. In Tamil, I think they say Kosham, which is actually Ghosha. I have not written it there, but I thought I'll just mention. So I've taken the Cha Varga, the next Varga in Sanskrit. I have the first and the second put together here. I'm just going to go over them. Please watch and maybe you can pronounce, follow along. Cha, Cha, Chi, Chi, Chu, Chu, Shr, Shr, Chle, Chle, Che, Chai, Cho, Chow. Okay, then we are going to the second letter in the Cha Varga, which is aspirated with a little puff of air. You have to say with a bit of effort. Cha, Cha, Chi, Chi, Chu, Chu, Ch, Ch, Chl, Chl, Che, Chai, Cho, and Chow. You can practice these two side by side so you know the difference. For example, Cha, 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 Chi, 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 sorry, Chi, 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 Chi. So like that you can practice and see the difference for yourself, and that way you'll perfect how you pronounce them. Okay. I've given a few sample letters. Maybe we'll go over them. A, Cha, Ra. A, Cha, Ra. Which basically conduct. Achara. Okay. Dharmachara means one who follows dharma, one whose conduct is dharmic oriented. Okay. Satyachara means one whose conduct is truthful. Satyachara. Okay. So achara is used. One whose conduct is, normally when you say someone is achara, means they are practicing what they speak or think. Okay. So achara. The next word is Chamara. Chamara. Chamara means chauri. It's called, I don't know whether if you recognize, it's like a fan, or you know, the chamara is, all of you have come across Chamara Karna. Ganesha, Vigneshwara is called Chamara Karna. His Karna, his ear is like the chauri. Chauri is what you use for winnowing. You know, the rice or anything like that. It's you can fan with it also. It's a spatula type of implement. Also is called chamara, which is flat and which can be used for fanning. So generally it is used for winnowing. So the ears of Ganesha are compared to that. Chamara Karna. Okay, so I thought I will use the word Chamara. The next word is U Chi Ta. Uchita. Uchita means something which is suitable, something which is proper, something which is good. Okay, Uchita. There's a word which I think you may have come across, Samayochita. Samaya Uchita. That means, Samaya means time. Uchita means whatever is proper for that time. Samayochita. You always say Samayochita Buddhi. Means one who has the right intelligence to evaluate what the circumstances, what is good for that circumstances, what is appropriate for that circumstances. So you can say Uchita also is appropriate. Okay, Samaya Uchita. Appropriate for the time and place. Also you can say Desha Uchita. Okay, Uchita. The next word is Chira. Chira. Okay. Chira means, I've just used, there are many meanings, but I've used the word short. Okay, Chira. Very often you will come up in prayers, Achirat means without any delay, also. Chira also can mean delay also, but I've used the word short here. Okay. Chira Kalam and so on. There are multiple meanings. Depending on the context, the meaning changes. But for the time being, you just focus on the letter and how we read it. Chi-ra. The next word is Chetana. Okay. Chetana. Chetana. Okay. Chetana means that which has chit, the consciousness, which is conscious. Another word which is used is sentient. Okay, I have not used the word. I think people would be more familiar with the word conscious, so I've used it. But many people think that sentient is a better translation of the word Chetana. Okay. Chetana, Achetana. Chetana means that which has life. Achetana means which does not have life. Okay. Yes, Sister Vinodini, you raised your hand. Please ask.
Does it mean intention?
No, it is not intention.
Okay.
See, when we sentient beings, anything which is living in this world is called Chetana. Achetana means that which is jada or inert. Okay. So Chetana basically means that which is conscious or sentient.
Okay, thank you.
The next word is Choraha. Okay. Choraha. Ha is Isarga. Choraha. I think you will come across in bhajans quite a bit, which basically would say thief. Okay. I think I made a mistake here. I think if you don't mind, this word should be, one second. It should be not short. Okay. I had meant to write Achira. So this should be long. For your kind information, I will I will fix it and send. For Chira, the meaning should have been long. Okay, I'm very sorry about it. Not short. Okay. So I'm going to go to the third letter in the Cha Varga, which is Ja. Okay. And I got the fourth and fifth. We'll just go over them. These are not, you will very rarely, or you may never come across these, but I put them for just completeness sake. But we will just go over them once, so you can watch the pronunciation as well as repeat along. Ja, ja, ji, ji, ju, ju, jr, jr, jl, jl, j, jai, jo, jao. We'll just go over the fourth one, which is the aspirated ja, with a little bit of effort and a puff of air. Ja, ja, ji, ji, ju, ju, j, 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 jai, jo, jao. And the fifth one is the nasal letter or consonant in the cha varga, which is pronounced as nya, 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 ni, ni, nyu, nyu, nir, nir, nil, nil, nye, nyai, nyo, nyao. Okay, this you will never come across. This letters nya actually comes only in combination with other consonants. We'll look at them later when we look at the compound consonants. But ja sounds you will come across often. So I've given a few examples. We can look at them or read them. Ga, ja, na, na. Gajanana. Okay, ga, ja, na, na. I think all of you are familiar with the word. Gajanana means one who has elephant face. Gaja means elephant. Anana means face. Gajanana is one who has the face of an elephant. The next word is ja, na, ki. Okay, ja, na, ki. The longer ki, okay? Ja and ki both are long. Ja, na, ki. All of you know it's the name for Sita, which basically means the daughter of Janaka. Okay. In Sanskrit, you will come across when the parent's name is Akara, the child's name becomes Akara. Like Janaka's daughter is Janaki. Dasharatha's son is Dasharatha, which is Rama's another name. Vasudeva's son is Vasudeva. So that practice is there in Sanskrit. So when take the parent's name and the first letter is elongated, and that becomes the child's name. Okay. So that's a convention. And that's a rule associated with that, but I just want you to be familiar with it. Janaki. Janaki. The next word is ka, ma, ji, it. Kamajit. Okay. Jitta means one who conquers, who wins, who is victorious. Okay. Kamajit means one who conquered desire. Okay. One who has conquered desire is called Kamajit. Okay. There are words like Satyajit, Indrajit. Indrajit is the name of Ravana's son, who is supposed to have won over Indra, Indrajit. So Kamajit means one who has won over desire or Kama. Kamajit. There are other words like Mohajit, one who has conquered Moham. So you may come across some of these words, not necessarily in bhajans, but definitely in any Sanskrit shlokas you may come across. So I thought I will introduce that. The next word is Jivana. Okay, Jivana. This is the longer E. Okay, Jivana means life. Like Jivana Jyoti Jalavo, like that, you know, it's a Hindi bhajan, but the first word is actually a Sanskrit word. Jivana means my life, okay, our lives. Okay. So, you know, I only for these vargas I had put words, but I'm just going to go through for the other vargas. I have not given examples. One reason is you may not come across that many examples. But I also thought, you know, there may be not enough time to cover all of them, because we can look at letters later on, which I am going to go over. But I thought I will just give some samples so that, you know, it's not too boring, just to keep on repeating the letters. I'm just going to go over these 5 consonants in the ta varga, which is the cerebral. Okay. Let me just go over them and you can follow along. Ta, ta, ti, ti, tu, tu, tr, tr, kl, kl, te, tai, to, tau. So that's the first letter consonant in the ta varga. The second one is aspirated with a little bit of effort and a puff of air. Okay. Ta, tha, thi, thi, thu, thu, th, th, kl, kl, the, thai, tho, thou. Okay. Next one is the third one, which is not aspirated, softer, da. So we'll go over them. Da, da, di, di, do, do, dr, dr, gl, gl, de, die, do, dou. The fourth one is aspirated with an effort and a puff of air. Da, da, de, de, do, do, dr, dr, gl, gl, de, die, do, dou. The nasal one should be easy for most of you. It is the thicker na, with the tongue pointing up. Na, na, ni, ni, nu, nu, n, 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 nl, ne, nai, no, now. So maybe next week I will give some examples, specific examples for this. So what I'm going to do is about 10 to 10. Rather than, you can take a look at your leisure and familiarize yourself. We can again go over those letters and some examples next week. I had highlighted some differences. I hope we will go over them later, so that I don't want it to be too boring. So we are going to go to this bhajan, which I had introduced last 2 weeks ago. We'll go over the word-to-word meaning and maybe spend a little time. Okay, some of the concepts I thought we're going to go over these. I hope you can read. I guess no, it's clear enough. Okay. Okay, the first word is Devadi. It comprises of two words, Deva and Adi. Okay, so you can say Deva, etc. Okay, Deva, etc. is one way of, or starting from Deva. Okay, Devadi. Okay, all the beings beginning with the Devas. So there are many meanings which are attributed to this, which is Devadi means all the Devas. It also means Deva, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Gandharva, Manusha, and all that. All living beings. So from that onwards, for all of them, you are the Lord. Devam. Devadi Devam. For everything starting from Deva, you are the Lord. Okay, so that is where Krishna is addressed. Devadi Devam. Look at the Anuswara at the top. Devam. So together, Devadi Devam. Devadi Devam. That means that God of all beings, beginning with gods. Okay. All the beings beginning with the gods is Devadi. That God of, means one who is God of all of them is Devadi Deva. There are a couple of similar words. I thought I will just touch upon them. You can see why the pronunciations can change the meaning. In this case, the meaning is not too different, but I just wanted to introduce and show you how the pronunciation can change the meaning completely. The first one is Deva Dhi. So here it is the third letter in the Ta Varga, Dhi. This is an aspirated one, Dhi. Deva Dhi Deva. Okay. So this word comprises of 3 words. So 2 words you can say, Deva and Adhideva. Okay. Adhideva means one who is the master of all of them. Okay. Adhideva. Devadhideva. So sometimes in some composition you will come across this also. Devadhideva means you are the Lord of. Adhideva means somebody who is an emperor. One who is rules over everyone. Is Adhideva. Okay. Devadhideva. Then Ati Deva is also another word. Devati Deva. Okay. Ati Deva means supreme also. Adhideva means one who rules over. Ati Deva means one who is supreme. Okay, so it's slightly different meanings. So one is God above gods. So, I just wanted to just highlight each sound. Like, can you see that this Di, when it changes to Di and Ti, the meaning has some slightly different meaning. In some cases, the meaning can be completely opposite. In this case, they are similar, but there's a subtle difference in the meaning. I thought I would just point that out. The next slide. So, Di, Na, Da, ya lam. Dina dayalam. Okay. So the word dayala means dayala means one who is compassionate. Dina means one who is weak, afflicted, distressed, downtrodden, poor. All of that can mean. So Dina Dayala means Dina is weak people. Dayala means he's compassionate towards one who is weak and afflicted. Dina Dayalam. You will come across in many bhajans these words. Okay. The next word is Go Pa Ri Pa Lam. Go Pa Ri Pa Lam. Go Pari Palam. Okay. Go means we have already discussed, they are cows. Paripala means one who looks after, takes care, guard, paripala. Paripalana means the action of looking after. So go paripalam. I think you come across that this word quite often in bhajans. Go paripala. I think somebody has shared their accidentally. Okay. Go paripalam. The next word is go pa balam. Okay, go pa balam. So you can see pala means to protect. Bala means a boy, a child. Go pa balam. So you can see the difference between the pa and ba. Sometimes, in our language, Tamil especially, we don't differentiate. But there's a clear differentiation in Sanskrit, okay? Gopa balam. Gopa means cow herds. Balam is boy, child. So cowherd boy is Gopa balam. Go P. Okay, look at the words. This go long and P is also long. Go P means cowherdess. The women folk among cowherds is called Gopi. I think we have come across. Always make sure that P is longer. Gopi. Okay. Manasa. Manasa. Manasa, for the time being, we'll just take it as mind. Manas means that is mind. Manasa is actually what is born of mind. But I think for our purposes, we'll just keep it as mind. Gopi Manasa. Sarovara. Sarovara. Manasa Sarovara. Sarovara means lake. Okay. Saras itself means lake. Sarovara means actually the best of all lakes. Sarovara. So Manasa Sarovar, I think all of you know that's a lake near Kailash. It also means our mind which is still. That's what's called Manasa Sarovar. When our mind is still, that becomes a lake. Just like the lake near Kailash, it will be so transparent that one can see the bottom. That's the feeling. There's no ripples. Manasa Sarovar. Gopi Manasa Sarovar. What it basically means is the Gopi's mind is still like the Manasa Sarovar. It's like a lake. Vasam. Vasam means one who resides. Gopi Manasa Sarovara Vasam. One who resides in the pellucid or waters, calm waters of the minds of the Gopikas. It's 10 o'clock. I think I'll stop here. And I don't know if anyone has any questions. I will.
Brother Sairam, the kuru, the ru part, you were saying that, there was a word of K-U-R-U and the R, and that there is a wing there. That part, can you clear that, please? And Sarovana too. The ru,
Sarovara?
the kuru and the ru portion.
Okay, okay.
Thanks.
So I did not spend time today in the ru. So usually for u, the letter is written, the extra piece for the consonant is at the bottom. But as I had highlighted last time, for ra, that piece doesn't go to the bottom, it's somewhere in the middle. That's why it's ru. So ra, ra, ri, ri, ru, ru. Okay, it's an exception. So in kuru, I think ku you all are familiar. That comes at the bottom of ka. In the case of ru, it comes in the middle. So it's kuru. Okay, so if I...
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so see, kaka, kiki, ku. So now you can see ku and ru. I hope that clears that. I know it may be too much to take in at one time, but I've tried to keep it as slow as possible. Otherwise, it can get too boring also. I think don't worry if you cannot recognize. As we move on, you will slowly get familiar with some of these letters. Okay. Any other questions people have? If not, I will. Yes, Sister Aparna, please.
Sairam, sometimes we say Gopika, right? So
Yes.
when do we say Gopika and when do we say Gopi?
So Gopika, there are two words which are used. One is Gopi, Gopika. In the Gopika, the P is usually shorter and Ka is the longer one. Okay. It is not, it's a matter of choice. Like Bala means a girl child. Balika also means a girl child. There are sometimes multiple words which are used in Sanskrit to mean the same thing. There are no major difference in the meaning. So just the way Gopi and Gopika, Bala and Balika, and these are some common words.
Okay, thank you.
No, it is your preference. Usually, I think what the poets do is, depending on the meter, the poetry, they would use different words. And sometimes they all mean the same thing. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
There may be some very subtle meaning, but I am not aware of that. Saira. Any other thought? Any other question? I think there was a question about Adideva Pratyadhideva in Sankalpam. Pratyadhideva means Prati is every, Adhideva means one. All the people who are everyone who is the boss. So we pray to everyone. So we make a Sankalpa Pratyadhideva. I don't want to go into that because that it is Sandhi. So bear with me, I know there's curiosity sometimes, but then I will introduce a completely different grammatical aspect. I have not covered compound consonants and also sandhis. All these are needed. Knowledge of these two are needed for us to understand that the meaning. So I will. If no other questions, it's only 10:05. I will go over the word-to-word meaning. I don't know, was it too much? Sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming when you get so much of information in one shot. I'm going to go over the rest of the bhajan meanings. Again, you will get to see the letters. Go, dhu. Look at this, the fourth letter in the tha varga. Dhu. Go, dhuli. Dhuli. Dhuli is actual dust. Okay. Go means cows. Godhuli is the dust which comes from the cows. When they walk, they raise the dust. From their Pata Dhuli is also another word which gets used, because we like to collect the dust from the feet of the Guru or Lord. So that's called Pata Dhuli. So Dhuli is the dust. Godhuli is the dust from the feet of the cows. So Krishna is supposed to be caked, the dust is, he's bringing the cows, they raise the dust and that all falls on him. So he's decorated with that. Okay, Godhuli. Okay. Who Shita. I just wanted to make, many people treat it as the dusk time. The sunset time is also called Godhuli. That is only because the cows return at that time. So now it has become Godhuli Kalam, they will say. The time of Godhuli means the time when the dust from the cows rise. So, in the dusk, when the sun sets, it's also dark. It's getting dark and the visibility is not as good. So because of that also, it's called Godhuli Kalam, which is the dusk. Okay, I thought I would just mention because you may come across that word and usage. Bhu Shita. Bhushita means one who is adorned, who is decorated it. So Krishna is supposed to be decorated with that. Okay, with the dust from the feet of the cows. Manohara. Manohara. Okay, this also you'll come across quite often in bhajans. Hara means one who captivates, grabs. Okay, also destroys also is a meaning. Depends however you want to use it. Manohara means one who attracts, grabs your attention. It captivates the mind. It also can mean one who kills the mind also, who removes the mind, destroys it. Manohara. Okay. So that's the Lord, he captivates your mind means the mind is immediately destroyed. He takes over. Manohara. Rupam. Rupam means form. Okay, physical form is called Rupam. Rupam. Manohara Rupam. So his form is that which captivates us. Okay. Through that process, he also removes our mind. Our mind will not be distracted by anything else. So that's what it means. The next word is Ja, Ga, De, Ka, Na, Tham. Okay, there are 3 words here. I don't want to go into the technical details. Jagat Eka Natham means the only sole Lord of the world. The Lord. One and only Lord of the world. Because God is after all one. Okay. Jagat Eka Natham. Natham means the Lord. Eka means one. Jagat means this world. The one Lord of this entire universe is Jagat Eka Natham. Yadu Kula. Yadu Kula. Yadu Kula. Yadu is the lineage or dynasty. Kula means of the clan. Yadu Kula, because Krishna belongs to the Kula of the Yadus. Okay. So from the Yadu, also the word comes Yada. Yadava. I don't know whether you know. Yadava Kula. Just the way I told you earlier, Janaka's child become Janaki, Dasharatha's child become Dasharatha, and so on. Yadu's children are called Yadavas. Okay. Yadu Kula Tilakam. Tilakam is the red dot which you wear on your forehead, or any ornament you wear on your forehead is also called Tilakam. So Yadu Kula Tilakam means he is the one who is like the jewel or decoration you place on your forehead. So that means he's the leader. He's the one who makes it beautiful. Because of him, the entire clan became well known. So Yadukula Tilakam. So the next word is Ma Yu Ra Mu Ku Ta Dha Ra. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Mayura means peacock. Mukuta means crown. Dhara means one who has it or carries it or wears it. Okay. In this case, I would say wear, because dhara has multiple meanings. Like Giridhara means he lifts it up, he supports it. In this case, wearing is the meaning. Okay. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Okay. Who wears the crown of peacock. Means in this case, peacock feather. Okay. Mayura Mukuta Dhara. Ve Nu Vi Lo Lam. Ve Nu Vi Lo Lam. Ve Nu Vi Lo Lam. Okay. Venu means flute. Vilola is one who is moved. Lola is to move. Vilola means who is moved a lot. Okay. Venu Vilolam. So basically he is moved by the flute music. He also moves everyone by his flute music. It can mean both ways. Depending on your poetic imagination. See, the way the poetry is done, the words are given, how you interpret it can depend on your own imagination. That's poetry. Venu Vilolam. Okay, you come across this word quite often, I think, in bhajans. Murali Vilolana and all that. The next word is Na Ta Va Ra. Nata Va Ra. It's pretty all simple vowels, consonants. Nata means dancer. Vara means the best. Okay. Whenever you see Vara at the end of any words, which basically means the best of that. Okay. Nata Vara. In the Gayatri Mantra, there's a word called Varenium. Varenium means that is the best. Okay, Vara, it comes from the word Vara. Also, Vara also means boon. And the boon is not anything ordinary, it's the best. That's why we ask for a boon. Ask for Vara means we ask for the best from the Lord. Nata Vara. Okay. Gi Ri Dha Ram. Giri Dharam. Giri is mountain, as we have seen. Dhara means bears, who supports. Giri Dhara. Because Krishna is supposed to have lifted up the Govardhana Giridhara and held it aloft. So Giridharam. Na ma mi. Namami. Namami means I bow down. Nama is to bowing, the act of bowing. Namami means when someone says I am bowing down, namami is used. Okay. For somebody else bowing down, you will say that person is namati. Okay. In this case, namami. So I bow down to that Krishna whom we have described with all these words so far. Sa ta ta satatam means constantly, always. Okay. Satatam. Namami satatam. I always, continuously, I worship him, I bow down to him. Okay. So that is the meaning of the bhajan. So I thought I will go over those. I will pause here. It's 10:15. If anyone has any questions. Yes, Brother Dasan. You have to unmute and speak, brother.
So, Sairam, brother, if you go to the meaning of the first one, so the first page, I think the two dots are missing there. I think, there were in the middle the two words, down.
Here.
Yeah. That dot is missing on the sa.
Oh, so you're asking why that is missing? Is it Anuswara is missing? Okay, you can put that. The reason is the word itself is the natural word is deva. Okay, so in this case we are going to slight a bit of grammar here. Okay, devadi deva. Okay, devam means that becomes an object. Okay, for example, I bow down to that person, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see, for example, I bow down to him. That to him is meant by that Like, for example, if you take Ganesha, means Ganesha. Ganesham bhaje means I bow down to, I sing that Ganesh, sing to that Ganesha. Ganesham namami means, so the difference between he and him. Ganesha is he. Ganesham means him. Okay. So you can put that. Yes, it will. If equivalent means it will be devadi, devadhi, devam, devati, devam. In the same context, if we want to use, yes, you are right. It's good that maybe it's missing, so I could discuss that. Okay. So what happens is he and him, deva and devam, same meaning. Okay. God to that God. Actually, the meaning should have been to that God. Okay, but I didn't want to get too complicated. But you are right. Okay, that is why it's missing. But this is the word by itself. But in the context of something, I have to, if devadhi devam namami means I should put
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that's that. I hope that answers this question. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know. A and B.
Sairam, brother, when you put in translation in dot there, so don't you expect in the same way in the Sanskrit word also? That it's a transliteration, it's saying the
Devam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then you don't expect.
Oh, I see. Okay, very good catch, sister. I will fix this. I didn't realize in the transliteration I put them. Thank you very much. I will fix it. I need some proofreading. Maybe I should send it to you all. You are paying a lot of attention. Good. No, because I need a proofreader to fix. I'm making mistakes.
Just when you're explaining, we are learning.
Very good. No, it's good that I am very happy that you all are alert, and that way I can fix the material so that next time when I use it, no one will be confused. Thank you very much. Yes, Sister Aparna, please.
Sairam, the word Kailasa.
Yes.
So it's not Kailasha, right?
Yes.
Some people say Kailasha.
Yes.
And
so okay, I can comment on that. I think let me go there so people see that. Kailasa. The Sanskrit word is Kailasa. But in many of the regional languages, the sa is replaced by sha, Kailasha. The same way, Komala is used as Komala. So, because the regional languages, the word is similar, but they are not polished enough. Okay, so that's the reason. But in Sanskrit, it is Kailasa. But so when you are singing a bhajan, if it's a Hindi bhajan, Kailasha is good. It's correct. But if it's a bhajan is Sanskrit, Kailasa is the correct one. I don't want to, nitpick, but both are good enough as far as the Lord is concerned. But I just want, but when you read Sanskrit, you will come across, then you may wonder, is this right? Is that right? For that sake, yes, your question is a valid one, but this is the right Sanskrit pronunciation, Kailasa.
Okay. Thank you. And is there a meaning?
I will have to come back. From what I can understand, it's cooling. That's what I understand. Okay, but I will come back. It's a good question. I don't want to just tell off the top of my head. That's my understanding, but I will come back with that.
Okay.
It is not something to do with the snow also, but I will come back. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
Good question. You know, see, don't think that I know everything. I also go and refer and study. So I'm also a student in the same process. Because sometimes we take things for granted and we don't pay attention to them. But only when we have discussion like this, one can go and check. Because if you take the dictionary, they will say a mountain peak of the Himalayas, residence of Shiva and Kubera. That's all. That's the meaning you will see in the dictionary. So sometimes what I have to do is I have to go to the root of the word and look at some, commentaries. That's how I can derive. In any dictionary you go, they will say Kailash is a mountain in Himalayas. Where Shiva resides. That's the meaning you will find.
Right.
But, I will go and look into it and see what it means. So it requires some research. I will do that. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, brother.
Sister Bhavani, you have a question.
Sai Ram, regarding Kailasam, I was reading that yesterday on Swami's 108 Ashtotam stories.
Okay.
In Ashtotam number 20, Jodi Adipali Somapaya Namaha.
Yes.
There is a story where Swami is saying Kailasam is the symbol of cleanliness, holiness, and purity. It also means a pure heart.
Yes.
And Shiva chooses the pinnacle of Kailash as his abode.
Yes. Thank you very much, sister. Because Swami, uses this word, he says God is like ice cream. Okay. What he says is Kailash is supposed to be like ice cream. As Swami says, it's pure and white. Snow. It's cooling. And it's also sweet. Swami says God is like that. And Kailash symbolizes that. Thanks for reminding, but I was trying to analyze by the root of each of the letters. But that's why I said it's cooling. But I will go back and come back. Thank you very much. It's pure and cooling. You're right. That's why I said it has something to do with the snow. It's a snow-capped peak, Kailash. We will come back. I will come back. Thank you.
Brother, sorry to add to that. You know how you have explained Keshava, Kesha stand for that, Va for Vishnu. Like that, I hope that Kailasha also would have some meaning like that for Kaila.
Yes. So it's the same thing, sister. In Sanskrit, every letter has some meaning.
Thank you.
Okay, that's right. So that's how I would go and look up. But it requires a bit of work, research, material is not readily available. You need to have a library of books and things like that. I don't have, but I will do some research and see. You're right. That's what it is. Like even the word Rama, okay. Somebody said Shiva is not in Kailash, it's only in Rupam. Shiva is the cosmos. Tirumandaram, yes, that's right. See, even the word Shiva, because Shiva means auspiciousness. But now we have given it a form. And we think, he wears the cobras, he has Ganges flowing and all that. That's why, Kailash is considered Shiva himself because the river, there are rivers flowing on all sides because of the glacier in Kailash. On all four sides, there's water flowing. That symbolizes the Ganges, which comes from the top of Shiva's. So to a great extent, Kailash itself is a lingam, which is symbolism of Shiva. and it symbolizes all auspiciousness, because without water, nothing in this world can survive. So he's the one who nourishes this world, who is the one who is the, so that is all, everything is, it's all symbolism ultimately. Auspiciousness resides everywhere. And Swami says, once our heart becomes auspicious, then we become Shiva. So anything everywhere auspicious. So sister highlighted that. Thanks, sister. Sister Meenakshi was saying that. Okay, it's 10:25. I don't know whether you all have any questions, or whether I should give back 5 minutes of Saturday morning to all of you. If there are no questions, maybe we can close. I will cover the rest of this. I think you all, I hope you all like the way I have done with the words and the letters. If you all find it useful, then we'll continue with the same theme. And I hope I was not too fast, didn't rush through trying to finish. We'll meet next week. Okay, Sai Ram, everyone. Next week, I think it's Guru Purnima almost. So hopefully it'll be we'll see. Sai Ram. We'll close with Samastaloka and Shanti. So there's a text message. Thank you, sister. Oh. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you.
Sai Ram, thank
Sai Ram,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Sai Ram,
much.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother Aruna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sai Ram.